Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing today? Welcome to PW OnlyIAS English YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing great there. You're having a fantastic time out there. So, let me begin this evening with a quote by Jawaharlal Nehru. To reach the sunlit mountain tops, one has to go through the valley of shadow and darkness. Even to achieve the dreams, whatever you have, to go to Labasna, to go to National Police Academy as an IAS or as an IPS officer, you may be also having that aspiration, and you may also have to walk through these valleys of shadow and darkness. So why do we have the shadow and darkness? Because obviously preparing for UPSC is not easy. Many a times you don't know what to study and what not to study. So that is the reason why PW Only IAS has bought one of the most affordable and best quality teachers of the country in one single institution. So if you normally have to go behind any faculty, like renowned faculties, if you see, you may have to pay lakhs together as fees. Lakhs together, which probably if any financial experts would hear, they would say that why don't you invest it in share market? But then, we are talking about Alak Sir here. Alak Sir had promised you that he will get you those faculties where you would have had to pay lakhs together just to sit in their class. He will get you those exact same faculties. All you have to do is pay a few thousands in PW and you will get access to them. It's my privilege and I'm very happy, borderline excited to introduce two such faculties today, and they are Neeraj Sir and Ashish Sir. So, who is Neeraj Sir? Neeraj Rao Sir is a famous and renowned faculty for history. He has mentored countless students. He has been the pillar, or rather the anchor behind many students' success. He is known for his mentoring, as well as over 15 years of experience he has in the UPSC civil service preparation, guiding aspirants across India. Now, such a faculty, 15 years experience. That's not at all a small joke. I mean, not a small matter. It's not a joke either. So getting such a faculty to PW, it's indeed like adding one more feather to the crown of PW Only IAS. So with great pleasure and great pride, let me welcome Neeraj Sir, and let us hear it from the expert himself. Neeraj Sir, please welcome. Good evening, sir.
Hi, very good evening to all of you. And very thank you, Nikhil, for this introduction. So it's been a quite overwhelming experience over here. I'm overjoyous to join PW, and also at the same point of time that the mission of PW, which is to make the education affordable, I think I'll be a bigger tool, or I'll be a one tool in it who will be helping you throughout your preparation.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, all right, sir. So, sir, again, one question to you. Why PW?
From last 15 years, I have been teaching in UPSC section, and then in many organizations, and then also some of the renowned organizations and many cities of India, including Trivandrum, Hyderabad, Chennai, so as Bangalore, Delhi. Delhi has been hub of my education journey, and so as Allahabad and Lucknow also. So what I felt that all these places, when I'm in offline centers, so students have to pay a lot. And I have seen the students who don't have the capacity, or maybe they are not able to pay that much. In fact, I have seen many intelligent students who can clear this exam if given the right guidance. So this was something which was pinching in my heart from long time. And this dream, I am able to witness when PW launched this program, and then when I'm able to see that in a affordable price, one can get a very good education. So this is the one thought which made me think that I must be with that organization where the education comes with the affordability, and there would be a wider outreach with the students. So people will getting benefit from it, which they cannot get from the other offline centers, where probably, if I'm not wrong, so all the offline centers, basically the big coaching institutes, they charge somewhere around 2 lakh rupees, which is a big chunk of money.
Right, sir. You're spot on. Now again, I'm not going to ask this question as a lecturer or again as a colleague. I'm asking this strictly from the perspective of an aspirant. Sir, why will why is it that medieval history is so tough?
People generally associate history is basically a fact loaded subject, and people fear that maybe fact mugging would be required in all the parts of history, not just the ancient history, medieval history, or modern history, even art and culture also. But mark my words that once you get a very good educator or somebody who can tell you history in a story format, and if you try to remember it in the story format, history will not be tougher for you. So, first of all, I would like to bust this myth that history is not tough. And history is not just the fact, but it is the incidents which has happened in the past in the story format. If you're going through it, if you are encapsulating it, so that will be not difficult. Another thing that very often students think that in exam a particular date would be asked. If you look back at past 15-year paper, 20-year paper, 25-year paper, so UPSC is a beautiful exam whereby they don't test your knowledge of the dates, but they test you that what important events and what important causes and what important things, personalities who were there in the past. So they are basically asking those things, not just the facts then. So I would say that it's difficult when you consider it just a fact mugging thing.
Got it, sir. Got it. I mean, you presented it very beautifully. I wish I could have sat in your class. Maybe my fortunes would have changed. But yes, it's wonderful, sir, talking to you. Like one last question, sir. So
Yeah.
you have been teaching for last 15 years,
Hmm.
and what do you think is that one, or let us say two
Hmm.
mistakes that you see frequently among the students? That if you feel that if this two were removed out of their personality or maybe even from their day-to-day life, things would
Hmm.
have been much better for them.
I would say two things which I'm able to witness. Then there are many things, but two things I would say which are visible nowadays. First of all, the lack of discipline. Everybody wants to become an IS officer, IPS officer, but then to become an IS or an IPS officer, you need to be having a discipline and you must be operating in a disciplined manner. So, first of all, that discipline is required, and that discipline ke alawa, theek hai, one more thing which I'm witnessing nowadays, very good students, then they all are misguided when they have FOMO of somebody, fear of
Correct.
missing out on something. So,
Right.
for example, that suppose that if you have studied a particular book of the that modern Indian history, and somebody says to you that, oh, you haven't read that book, I think you are doing a mistake, and then you may lose out on this exam. I think this is the one such deviation which happens. It's a pitfall because you don't need to question yourself. If you have read history from one source, I think one source is enough. So I would just say one thing, Nikhil,
Yes, sir.
that in this preparation, okay, you don't need to become a book collector. You need to become a district collector. So that's how you have to pre-decide and fix that what sources you're reading, and after deciding that those sources, not multiple sources for one subject, you have to go through the few sources and stick to those few sources and revise one book 10 times rather than 10 book one time. So that is one thing that is very much required for all the students who want to clear this exam. And I have seen it through the success of many students, then including those who were there in the top, and including those who are there that in the top in like rank 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 16. So all of them have one common trait, that they read few sources but multiple times.
Great, sir. Fantastic, sir. So one request, sir. That dialogue, what you said. You need not be a book collector. You should be a district collector. If you
Yes.
could just थोड़ा और punch के साथ अगर आप बोल सकते तो for our audience out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's see, you all are. That's what I believe, that everybody who is watching and everybody who will be attending the classes, they are all here to become the district collector. But for becoming the district collector, you don't need to read multiple numbers of the book, and you don't need to become the book collector, because you need to stick to one source to become the district collector.
Brilliant, sir. Brilliant. Fantastic. Sir, wonderful talking to you, sir. So
Very thank you, Nikhil.
that's the expert himself. That's the man himself talking to us. And I paraphrase him verbatim. You need to become the district collector, not a book collector. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir,
Thank
for
you.
your wonderful
Thank
words.
you.
You have been very
Thank you,
kind. Thank you
Nikhil.
so much.
Thank you, Nikhil.
So now it's time to introduce the next expert and the man himself, Ashish Kumar sir, the expert on polity who has 15 plus years experience teaching Indian polity and public administration to UPSC aspirants. Again, an expert in his field. As you can clearly see, two very important and dynamic subjects. Polity faculties and public administration faculties can never rest. That is the reality because they always are in a state of constantly updating themselves. And especially with the current government, one never knows what new changes are going to come. So be it from administration perspective, be it from polity perspective, one has to stay updated. The more you stay updated, the more you stay relevant. So without any further delay, I'm going to invite, and it's my pleasure to invite Ashish Kumar sir amongst our midst. Ashish Kumar sir, please, a warm welcome to you. Sir, good evening.
I'm very much impressed by the way you communicate also. I've been a fan of yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much to all the people who are online right now. Thank you, PW.
Brilliant, sir. So, sir, simply put, see, sir, many a times people think polity means only Lakshmikant. Lakshmikant, if you study, it is enough. But, sir, is that enough?
Sir, I think this misconception is now breaking that Lakshmikant is enough. Lakshmikant is a very, very good book because it compiles the facts very well. But see, if you see the papers, then they don't simply ask facts, at least in UPSC. If it is about SSC, it is about PCS, it is about RBI, Bank PO. There they focus on facts, but in UPSC they want meat. Meat means analysis also. Now, for example, Lakshmikant can only tell you that facts like Representation of People Act, what are the basic provisions? But how those provisions are applied recently, why these provisions were in news, were these provisions, there is an unnecessary dispute around a particular issue. These things Lakshmikant will not tell you. But Lakshmikant will give you a foundation, a basic structure on which you have to build the superstructure. So superstructure will come from current affairs. लक्ष्मीकांत पढ़ के अगर आप करंट अफेयर्स से उसको अपडेट नहीं करेंगे तो पॉलिटी की तैयारी नहीं हो पाएगी. सो लक्ष्मीकांत कैन बी अ फाउंडेशन, but you have to build upon it using current affairs, that too from the relevant sources, mainly newspaper and one monthly magazine. And here I want to add, sir, one more thing that, see, when you prepare for this examination, try to make your own notes also. People, what they do, they just want to have a shortcut. They go through the magazines and they feel that the job is being done by others. Yes, they are supporting you, but they're not doing your job. Your job is that read the magazine, read the newspaper, read Lakshmikant, and then prepare a list of around 50-60 topics from Indian polity. For example, governor, president, center-state relation, emergency. Now here what you have to do is that whatever has happened in the realm of governor's office, prepare the whole topic 360 degrees yourself. कि गवर्नर न्यूज में क्यों था, उसको लेकर अलग अलग स्टेट्स में क्या कंट्रोवर्सी थी, वो कंट्रोवर्सी सही थी या गलत थी. वाइस प्रेसिडेंट का इलेक्शन हुआ, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट पे क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया सेड दैट पार्लियामेंट इज सुप्रीम. नाउ इज ही राइट, इज ही रॉन्ग? Prepare your own notes also. That is also very, very important. And one more thing, polity is not about articles only. People think that polity means articles. And some people come to me, they say, sir, मैं article याद नहीं कर सकता. I cannot mug up all the articles. That is not even required. If you see the papers, hardly they ask articles, and they ask those articles which were highly in news. Otherwise, they have no fascination for articles. So don't develop this fear of articles. Polity is very interesting. Mix it up with current affairs. You'll enjoy it.
Brilliant, sir. Sir, article se yaad aa gaya. I actually, when I was preparing back in 2011-12, my roommate, he actually sat and by-hearted the entire constitution with the articles. And he used to actually, one of his favorite pastime used to be coming to us and suddenly asking, randomly throwing an article and telling, you know, which article is this?
Yeah.
So what used to happen was that, so obviously we never knew the answer also. but then our confidence got affected royally.
True. I
So,
agree.
so it was like that a fear built up automatically, even when we were all very confident, because okay, polity is something we can handle. We can handle, that is what we were thinking. But then when
Yeah.
he suddenly started shooting these things, we were like, oh my God. So we don't know anything. We are now incapable. Sir, I know it is like a repeated question, but then, sir, how to, sir, stay out of these things? Like, from what will you tell? Because this is something which we can find. Like, for example, be it in Rajendra Nagar or Mukherjee Nagar, or be it Chandra Layout here in Bangalore, we have many such student community where the ideal, I'm not ideal thing, but basically what happens is, Are, tumne ye nahi pada, Are, tumhe ye nahi malum. Oh, you don't know this, then you're doomed. That fear is generated. So, sir,
True.
how can a student stay out of this? Like, what will you suggest? That any solution from your side, sir?
So see, this is all psychological, as you said that they used to throw questions on you and you get a little bit nervous. So this is mostly psychological, and I feel that at this stage, when you start preparing, you can identify those people who are there not to support you, but to bring down your confidence. आप तैयारी कर रहे हो, आपको पता है 20 लोग आपके आसपास हैं, कौन आपका कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ाएगा, कौन आपका कॉन्फिडेंस गिराएगा, आप आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं. And there are certain people who just want to flaunt their knowledge. Certain people, they don't want to bring down your confidence. अब अचानक से कोई आएगा बोलेगा बताओ गांधी जी की मौसी के बेटे के बुआ के बेटे का नाम क्या था, हिस्ट्री में क्वेश्चन है. अब आप बोलोगे मैंने पूरा गांधी जी पढ़ लिया, ये तो मुझे पता ही नहीं है, ये आएगा भी नहीं, यूपीएससी कभी पूछेगा भी नहीं आपसे. Go through previous year questions and see, is UPSC asking such questions or not. You are not Google. Nobody is expected to know everything under the sun. We do not know many things. Even the toppers do not know many things. So how is anybody expected to know everything? तो PYQ देखो, प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन देखो, आप देखो क्या ये सवाल आते भी हैं या ये आदमी आपको सिर्फ डरा रहा है. और हो सकता है these questions may come, but then he's already into preparation for the last 2 years, 3 years. For him it is good. Now I'm starting to prepare. It will take me some time to build upon the knowledge base, and I'll reach to that level very soon. But please do not get distracted. This you have to internalize. You have to tell yourself that, see, this is not required, so I'll not fall into the trap. Avoid such people. Be around the people who push your confidence up, and they give you a genuine feedback, a genuine support system.
Sir, taking two cues from two things what you said. Number one, to build a strong foundation from like the proper structure. A foundation is needed, only then you can build a superstructure. Number one. Number two, analyzing the PYQs and staying in touch with the current affairs. So if I sum it up, even for a person who is starting out, they should have a thorough grasp over the basics.
True.
Number two, they should know what are the PYQs, what are the repeatedly asked topics.
Exactly.
Number three, they should be in touch with the most frequent news articles that comes on Polity in the newspaper. Am I right,
True,
sir?
sir. Exactly, sir. Exactly. You have to
Wonderful.
have these three things with you, and you just combine them. And please focus on answer writing also, but do not be overly worried. Do not be overly worried, or do not have over obsession about answer writing. Writing 2 or 3 answers every week will be enough. You need to only get a pulse. What kind of answers you have to write. Most of the people, they are mostly confused. Okay, what do I need to write? Should I tell him everything about the office of president? Should I tell him everything about the office of governor? Tell him only what he's asking. He's not trying to know whether you know Lakshmikant or not. He's simply trying to know whether you can answer what he's asking in the most simple manner with all the relevant current events added in the answer. So answer writing practice, and that will all come with time. It cannot be obtained overnight. It's a process, it's evolution. एक प्रोसेस है, साल भर इसमें लगता है. आप पैनिक मत कीजिए अगर 3-4 महीने बाद आपको लग रहा है कि मैं उतना नहीं जानता जितना दूसरा आदमी जानता है. डू नॉट कीप कंपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ विद अदर्स. I am running my race, you're running your race. It's a marathon. Today I may be 100 meters behind. After some time I'll be ahead of you, and don't make it a race also. Learn, make it like a learning opportunity. Enjoy the process, live it.
So because you mentioned about answer writing, on that last note, we will wind it up also. So that answer writing part, let us say, sir, I am totally new. मेरा अंग्रेजी उतना अच्छा नहीं है. And on top of it, let us say, I have never written a single answer. तो पहले बार मेरे सामने एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है. First time I'm seeing a question now. And in that question, I have understood something. इधर उधर करके something I understood. what would you suggest? What jitna I have understood, should I attempt or should I wait for that Shubh Muhurat, that auspicious hour where I finish every syllabus, every current affair, then I should start?
Yeah, it's a very good question, sir. See, India has now stopped going for 5 years plan. But even if you have a 5 year plan that, see, first I'll study everything, then I read the newspaper, then I'll read the magazine, and then one day I'll sit down, as sir said, that Muhurat jab aayega, main ek din baithunga, us din answer likhunga. That day will never come, let me tell you. You have not to postpone answer writing, you have to start loving answer writing. The problem is that people feel it very boring and people find it very, you can say, a Herculean task to pick up the pen and start writing the answer. अब क्या है ना, पढ़ना आसान है. मैगजीन तो you're lying on the bed, साथ में व्हाट्सएप चल रहा है, इधर मैगजीन पढ़ रहे हैं, फिर व्हाट्सएप चल रहा है, इधर मैगजीन पढ़ रहे हैं, वो काम आसान है. आंसर राइटिंग में फोकस करना पड़ता है, वो लोगों को मुश्किल लगता है. So do the tough task, but I just request you, enjoy it. Don't make it a task. Enjoy it, and it improves with time. The first answer you may write, I mean, let me give you an example. There was a student of mine at one point of time. Now he's into Indian Foreign Service, Dipanshu Khurana. Believe me, in his second attempt, when he could not clear the exam, I still remember at 10 o'clock night, he called me up. He said, sir, I could not clear finally. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to write an answer and I'll show you. This fellow is in the preparation for the last 2 years. He's writing answers again and again and again. This time he could not clear. Next day, he again started writing the answer. So it's the process. You evolve, you become mature with every answer you write. Do not write answer only once. Do not write 26 answers. Write one answer 26 times and try to see how you're improving every time. Take feedback from the people who have some knowledge of this area. And this fellow also, as I said, Dipanshu Khurana, he eventually cleared 2017 Indian Foreign Service. And that's an example of courage, determination, and not giving up. Keep writing, keep doing up till the time you clear it.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, sir. Your last statement especially, that is 26, rather than writing 26 answers, write one answer 26 times to the point where you improve. You actually reminded me of a very famous quote by Bruce Lee, sir. I'm not afraid of the man who knows 1,000 moves, but I'm afraid of the man who has practiced one move 1,000 times.
Very
fantastic, sir. Fantastic. Pleasure meeting you, sir. Looking forward to wonderful classes from your side, sir. Have a blessed evening. God bless you, sir. Take care.
Same here, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much.
That was Ashish, sir, people. You heard the man, the expert here. So, without any further delay, let me just tell you, Pinnacle batch will be starting from 30th September. And in this batch, yes, you would have guessed it by now, both Neeraj sir and Ashish sir will be taking classes. Neeraj sir will be taking history. Ashish sir will be taking polity. To be very specific, Ashish, 1 second, people. To be very, very specific, Neeraj sir will be taking history, ancient history, and Ashish sir will be taking polity for the Pinnacle batch that will be starting from 30th September. All right, people. So for 13,499, the course is available now. You may subscribe to it. Apart from that, the additional feature, that is Select 360, those who are interested in subscribing for it, where you will get dedicated membership, UPSC Khazana, which is basically the lectures of other subjects, subjects which are taken by other lecturers, that will be given here. You will have Prelims Plus Mains Test Series, 22 UPSC Wala hard copies, daily answer writing with evaluation, and NCRT recorded lectures also will be available. Once again, 30th September, don't forget the date, Pinnacle batch will be starting. You will get that opportunity to enroll for the classes or sit in the classes taken by Neeraj sir and Ashish sir. So with that, we come to an end. And now it's the time to take the questions. So let us see what are the questions out there. You may start shooting them and I'll be taking them up. Can we have Ashish sir and Neeraj sir back again? Just a minute. Just one question. One last question I wanted to ask them. Can we have them back? All right. So one common question. Just wanted to know your viewpoint. Sir, you told me what are the mistakes that are done by the students largely. But what is that quality that you look for or what? How do you identify that topper-like quality that a student has? How do you get to know that, okay, this student is going to become a topper? What is that topper-like quality that will take that student forward to the final list?
Should we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Audible. So I would like to start with a story that what is
Okay.
a topper-like quality. So there is a one old legend, or you can say that one old story, whereby that one elephant, one big elephant, it was tied with a small pole, and some visitors were going by, that's passing that place. So they asked to the trainer that this elephant is so strong and it is capable of pulling off with the particular pole, but why it is not doing? So then the trainer said that when this elephant was a small, it was an infant, so this pole was used to tie that small infant elephant. And when it was small, so this pole was able to hold the small elephant, which didn't have the strength and endurance to pull it off. But when it has become big, so it has all the strength to pull it off, but it is not able to do it because in the past, when it was small, it was conditioned that pole was enough to hold the elephant to that pole. But now it is in the conscience and it is in the back of the mind of the elephant that it still cannot pull off that particular pole. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that this story is about that in the past, if you were not able to achieve something because of some weakness, but then your possibilities are limitless. And with this story, what we get to know, that elephant now it can pull off that particular pole, but since it was conditioned that pole is not, it's strong enough to hold it back, that's why it is not doing it. So that's what we see in the students, that if they have that kind of endurance, that kind of capability, and that kind of conviction with them, that no matter what, I will clear this exam and nothing is impossible. So that attitude is reflected right from the beginning. For them, nothing is difficult. It is only that they want to put in the hard work. So I would just like to say one more part into it, that the first battle is won in the mind, then it is executed on the ground. So this is what is the trait that I see in the successful candidates, that they win it in the mind and then finally they are selected.
So in other words, one must not be affected by your past failures or your past rejections. You should be aware of your own strength and your own capability if you need to move further forward. Am I right,
Yes.
sir?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, sir. Sir, the same
Ashish.
question to Ashish, sir, also. So what do you think, sir, regarding the same thing? Like what is that quality that you feel that you have seen in toppers? Yeah, ये topper वाली quality है, ये आगे जाएगा.
So see, actually we judge the students only through looks. I mean, this is very natural because they come to the classes and we just see their faces, and only with few people we interact at length. And looks can be deceptive also. I have seen
Absolutely.
people, when you see them, apparently they were extremely impressive, extremely knowledgeable, but eventually could not make, and vice versa also true. But few things I have found common all across the people who have made it, and they have made good in life, whether in UPSC or somewhere else. One is that humility. The tendency that, see, I give an example. There was a student, Vaishali Singh, Miss Vaishali Singh, 2018 batch, 8th rank. Now, she used to come for the weekend classes, and I was so impressed by the kind of endurance and humility this candidate had at that point of time. She was already an expert in law, she was LLM. But in spite of that, when you were teaching her, she would behave as if she is new to the subject and she was open to learning, though she was knowing many things. But she always had this mentality that, see, I can learn 2 more things from this fellow. So you need to be open to learning from anybody and every time. किसी से भी सीखने को मिलता है, आप सीखिए. क्या पता वो जो बात आपने मुझसे सीखी है, किसी और से सीखी है, एग्जाम में एज इट इज भी आ जाए और आप उसको आंसर कर सके. ये चीजें होती हैं. दूसरी बात, physical endurance. Now, as I said, taking the example, she used to come to the class at 9 o'clock and leave the class at 7 o'clock. Back to back 2 days. For the remaining 5 days, she was studying also. For 7 days, you're working so hard, and all through, she was not showing the sign of exhaustion or frustration or anger. No. Always smiling, always relaxed. So that is the kind of endurance you require, because in mains, you need to have much physical endurance. 6 घंटे का पेपर आज, कल 6 घंटे का पेपर, फिर 6 घंटे का पेपर. So you cannot carry for that long period unless you have that kind of physical endurance. So develop physical endurance, and that comes with practice. That comes with right food, good sleep, and don't make it an obsession. Just focus on your karma and the results will come. So don't be obsessed with the results. पता नहीं क्या होगा, पता नहीं क्या होगा. Be confident. Khushbu Oberoi, 2023 batch. In her second attempt, she scored 129th rank. Why? She was always humble, always cool. I am born with a temperament, but I can see people that see he or she, they have got a good temperament, cool temperament. I can learn something from them. मुझे लगता है ये आदमी स्ट्रेस में भी शांति बना के काम कर सकता है. मैं उससे सीखूंगा. हम स्टूडेंट से भी सीखते हैं कभी-कभी. She is an example how you can remain stable under immense pressure. In 3 months, she prepared the whole optional, public administration. She cracked the exam and got 129th rank. That too, it was the first time she took the optional. So what I'm saying is that you need to maintain physical endurance. You need to be open to learning from anybody, from any source, and have faith in God. भगवान को मानो ना मानो, जब तक तैयारी कर रहे हो भगवान को मानो. मन में शांति रहती है. मन में शांति रहेगी तो जिंदगी में शांति आएगी. शांति मतलब peace.
Hi, Nikhil. I would like to add one more thing.
Sure,
I
sir.
too have some observations about some of the toppers then. So, in past 5 years, rank 1 and 2, 3, 5, 7. These were my classroom students. I'll take their names. Subham Kumar, rank 1. I have seen something unique in him, that as Sir was saying, that he was one of the most humble person. And I used to see him on third bench then, and regularly he was on the third bench. He never used to miss any class. And one of the trait, which is very unusual, he never used to interrupt the class in between. And all his queries, he was noting it down. He is passing on to me on the podium when the class is over. And then he used to ask that, sir, I want it, kal bhi de doge to chalega, aaj bhi de doge to chalega. But daily basis, he used to have questions, but then in a very humble manner. Moreover, he used to write all the test, everything. Then I'll tell you one more example, rank 5, Utkarsh Dwivedi. So I will just tell you that prelims is a very tricky stage, then whereby some people who have immense knowledge, but if they haven't practiced a lot, they don't clear the prelims exam. So in 2021, that COVID year, when he cleared the exam, already he has given 2 interviews in the past, but despite 2 interviews in the past, this year, once again, for the prelims exam, he gave total 66 full-length tests in 3.5 months. So I would, once again, I'll repeat what Sir has said, that you have to exercise a lot, then you have to give it a lot. And that's what I'm saying, that discipline, if your goal is very clear, so you will be disciplined. But if your goal is just in dreams and not in exercise, not in execution, so then this exam would be elusive. Similarly, one more trait I would like to quote from last 2023 topper, rank 7, his answer writing skill. One thing which I found, he is in the background. I think it is visible. So after second class, he came up with an answer. And that answer, his optional was philosophy, and I was teaching art and culture. So he brought his philosophy answer, and it was my philosophy class in art and culture. I was blown away by his answers then. So somehow, and sometimes we do see that there are some people right from the class 1 that they are going to be there in the list. Then they will definitely clear the exam. So Wasim first got IRS, and next year he got the rank 7. So answer writing holds the key. And one more thing I would add in this one, that in the answer writing, one has to be simple. Good answer writing does not mean that one has to be complicated. One has to be using, though I have a great regard for Shashi Tharoor, but then I would not say that Tharoorian.
I thought about him. I was about to say the same thing. I was about to say the same thing.
So
Just
I
came into my
would
mind.
I would just like to say one incident from this year thing. There is a one student of mine. I hope that he will clear the exam this year. Also, I was expecting him to clear the exam, but there was one doubt in my mind that his language was so academic then, and little complex. It may go well in the literature. It may go well in the English literature, in the novel writing, fiction writing, but in UPSC, you must be writing the simple answer. Even a class 8th student, if he's reading, so he is able to understand. So good language does not mean complicated language. Good language does not mean that you have to use the academic language or basically the Shakespearean language, but you have to be good presenting it good. There must be flow, there must be rhythm in the answers, and easily understood by everybody. So hopefully he may clear exam next year if he's paying heed to these all suggestions. He gave interview, but he could not make it because his language is complicated. So two examples I have given you. Wasim Ahmad Bhatt, rank 7. Language very simple, beautiful answer. And another guy, language was good, but very academic, very complex. He could not clear.
Brilliant, sir. Brilliant. I think you both have just summed it up totally well, especially the fact that, humility, endurance, answer writing, the importance of keeping things simple and to the point. And yes, sticking to just revising whatever material is there, one material, revising it maximum number of times rather than going for n number of materials and losing it out. So I think that was it. Thank you so much, sirs. It has been wonderful talking to you. God bless you both. Thank you, sir. Have a fantastic evening.
God
Thank
bless
you
you,
very much,
Nikhil.
sir.
Thank you.
All right then, people. So that was Neeraj sir and Ashish sir. I hope they have made it very clear to both of you. I mean, all of you here, that this is the way to go with UPSC. Just keep things simple. Don't complicate it unnecessarily. Now it is time to take up all your questions out there. So one by one, you can start posting your comments, and we will be taking it up one by one. Yes, Neeraj sir will be taking art and culture. That is one comment what we have received. Neeraj sir will be taking art and culture. Sir, another question has come is, before test we feel not prepared. What is the solution? The question has come from Lalit Kishore. So the idea here is, whatever topic you have studied, whatever topic has been covered in the class, that topic, try to learn it. Prepare on it really well and then write. So only those topics which have been covered, for that you start writing the questions. I mean, answers. Pinnacle 5.0 it will be. Pinnacle 5.0, that is starting from 30th September. For that, Neeraj and Ashish sir will be there. Indranil Mondal, once again I'm repeating it, for Pinnacle 5.0, that will be starting from 30th September. For that, Neeraj and Ashish sir will be taking the classes. Ayush, Arya, if you are studying the class notes, listen to what the faculty has to say. If the faculty says stick to my notes and update it with the latest current affairs, that should be more than enough. Go by what the faculty has told you. If the faculty has told you, stick to my notes, then stick to the notes only. That is more than enough. How current affairs and history can be related together to frame better answer. Om Mani Ratnam, that is again dependent upon the nature of the question. All right. That will depend upon the question, the question's demand. You cannot randomly go and say link history and current affairs. That will depend on the question. Clear? All right, then, that was it. So winding it up now. So once again, people, those of you who are planning, not yet joined any courses, any coaching, you're still thinking what to do, think no further. Pinnacle 5.0 at the price of 13,499 is available now. The batch will be starting from 30th September. All right. So with that, let's call it a day. Take care. Good night. Have a fantastic weekend.